Yo, what's up? It's Thatguylonely, and we have some crazy news from the park to the builder to even your individual MyPlayer. We have all the details, and it's dropping right now in this video. We're gonna get right into it, so don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Please do not forget to hit that bell because that helps me so much, y'all. We need this video to be pushed, all right? Let's get into it. Now, I do want to apologize for those of y'all who came from my last video talking about the game because it is the exact same gameplay, y'all. I wanted to get this news out as fast as possible, so I hope it doesn't bother you guys, but let's do it. Now, first we have the one thing that the NBA 2K community was going back and forth about. And NBA 2K came up and they said, hey, yo, bro, it's going to be skill-based gameplay. Now, comparative to this year, that's a big step because this year, everybody can hit whites. You have normal and low risk. People just tossing and chucking shots. Well, inside of this Twitch stream, NBA 2K themselves, they came out and said, listen, it's going to be green or miss. Let me show you guys the clip.
And one that I know many in the community have shared a lot of thoughts on. It has been a very hot topic this year indeed. So today, what we want to share is that one of the dev team's themes was ensuring a skill-based gameplay experience where you feel more in control and you feel that what you're doing on the sticks, on the controller, is more reflected by what you're seeing on your screen. And that is an overall theme. So you're going to feel it across shot outcomes, blocks, steals, loose balls, rebounds, and more across just how gameplay feels this year. Now, Stacks, I know we can't leave the community here with a broad theme and no details. So there are a couple things that we can say today. So listen closely. The first one, higher difficulties are going to play with green or miss jump shot timing. Now, when we say higher difficulties, that includes most competitive multiplayer modes that many of you all play. So in those modes, you're not going to see early or late releases going in on those difficulties, which I think is a very welcome news to many of you. Second thing, the shot meters and the dunk meters are both going to show you your green windows in 2K26. That was a point of feedback that came up a lot, and even as the year went on, I kept seeing that many weren't getting used to the new 2K25 shot meters, especially slashers. I gave that feedback a lot. So in 2K26, the meters are going to have the green windows again. One more thing here. Layup timing is going to be permanently enabled in multiplayer modes. So that means you're not going to be seeing real player percentage layups go over you anymore with someone that's just tapping a button. All the layups need to be timed in those modes. But those of you who are newer to the game, we do want to clarify that you shouldn't think that you aren't going to be able to make a layup anymore. Because this is not meant to make it really hard for you to make your open layups, but rather to separate the really good finishers from the weaker ones, and definitely to make sure that there's more skill involved. So those are the three things that we have to share for gameplay for now. Green or miss shot timing, green windows on the shot meter and dunk meter, and layup timing being enabled. So
I've screamed, I fussed, I yelled at people, I threw my controller, I flipped tables, I flipped chairs, just to finally be able to be listened to. People we are finally listened to when it comes to actual skill-based gameplay in a competitive game. Honestly, bro, it took NBA 2K too long. Like, I'm confused of why they came off of 24 when people enjoyed the green or miss with the bigger green windows to make up for it. And they brought us to NBA 2K25 back downhill so little Timmy could tap the freaking square button or whatever it is on Xbox, I think X, and then just be able to bank a shot inside your freaking face for game. You know how many times I lost inside the park doing that, bro? I could never play park again. That's why before I stopped playing the game, bro, I legit went over there to the all my games are in the what's the joint called, bro? It's not the stage, although I played some of that too. You know what I'm talking about, bro. I'm not about to, you mean. But listen, I was over there the whole time where it's forced high risk. And even inside there, you can hit whites. Like whites, bro, I'm not with it, bro. No. And that's why I'm happy about this. I'm not gonna lie. But don't get it twisted. I still have very low expectations for the game. I just feel like I stated inside my last video, since NBA 2K25 was so low and so bad, I feel like the only way is up. Like I felt that for NBA 2K23, and we got 24. I enjoyed 24, you mean? All right, let's get into the next one. Now, next up, they spoke about the builder, and you know how once you're making your build, you know, you have like a section where you can't really see the body types that you get with that build until you actually make the build and go into the game and go into the park. Well, I'm not going to play the full video for that, but they said that you're able to preview the builds that you'll be able to get when you're making the builds in the builder. So I thought that was cool for some of you guys who actually enjoy, who really care much about the body types, which honestly I do too, but it's not too big of a deal to me. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all a little piece of the video where he said that.
Tweak it a little bit, check again, and repeat. That's kind of time consuming. So you will not have to do that anymore. You will be able to see the body types before you are done with your build. And that is just one example of some of the improvements to the builder, some of the quality of life upgrades that we're going to talk about more later in the summer.
I spoke about this inside one of my old videos. I believe it was this one right here, where I said, yo, they're going to definitely bring cap breakers back because of how much money they made from that in NBA 2K25. I broke all that down. But, bro, like I just said, bro, they confirmed that cap breakers are going to be coming back in NBA 2K26 with a little bit more information. I'm going to play the video right here.
Yeah, so of all the feedback this year, it has been consistent that many people in the community love cap breakers, right? In case you weren't locked into 2K25, you don't know what that is. What cap breakers do is they allow you to improve your build even after you finish making it. So you can make the attributes even better, and then that unlocks the badges and animations, and then your build continues to stay fresh. So today, we can confirm that cap breakers will be back in 2K26, and there will also be other new ways to improve your builds and earn those cap breakers that we're going to talk about soon.
Now, I feel like we all knew, or at least those of you guys who watch my videos, or at least think about stuff like this yourself, bro, we all knew that cap breakers going to be coming back inside NBA 2K26, only because of how much money they made off of this, bro. Like, you'll get a cap breaker, and then you make a new build, you get another cap breaker, and you be like, oh, shoot, I want to tweak this, let me make another build. Yeah, man, it's a lot of people who do that. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I have like 7 builds. That's mainly because of a lot of mistakes I made, and then you learn more things throughout the rest of the year. So they made a lot of money with cap breakers, bro, and it's obvious. You know what I'm saying? We not surprised at that joint coming back. But listen, bro, we have some new news, brand new, interesting news on the Takeover system. Okay, and I'm about to play the clip right now. But first, please don't forget to share this video, hit a like, bro, and don't forget to subscribe to me, bro. Help support the grind. All right, let's get into it.
The other thing that I saw a lot of positive feedback on this year was the Takeover system, where you have 5 levels that heat up automatically. You don't need to activate it manually, and then a Takeover ability at level 5. That system at its core is back, but it is more in depth now. So there are some new mechanics, and the progression is also streamlined. So unlocking takeovers and the pure amount of takeovers and special abilities or takeover abilities, that is not going to be as intimidating anymore in 2K26.
This is actually a really good news to hear, right? Because in NBA 2K25, it will be so annoying where you want to use a new takeover, but you can't unlock the max potential of that takeover until you play, I think, what was it, like 25 games or 26 games to unlock the takeover gradually? Well, now we'll have it instantly, okay? At least that's what he's making it sound like. We're not going to be able to confirm that until we actually get the game and see the gameplay, right? So don't get your hopes too high, but let's go back into it. Now, I used to play MyTeam aggressively, but I stopped doing that since they took the matchmaking out of triple threat. So I used to play it a lot until they brought this triple threat park shit. I didn't like this. I didn't really enjoy it. So briefly, we're going to talk about the NBA 2K MyTeam, and this was what they had to say, starting off with the triple threat park coming back.
Well, triple threat park is back. It has been a very fun first year in 2K25. And look, I know park is not something many MyTeam players are used to, but as the year has gone on, I've seen a lot of streams where people are squatting up with some friends, and they're really having fun in the park. And even if you don't play MyTeam, let's say you're a MyCareer player, you spend all year running the same 4 or 5 builds. If you jump into triple threat park right now, there are so many MyTeam cards you can pretty easily get, and you only need 1 if you're playing co-op. And then it's basically like playing park with NBA players. So I even saw someone last week, they've hit level 40 almost every season in MyCareer, and they posted how they realized that they've also earned a ton of powerful MyTeam cards at the same time without even knowing it. So because of that, they were kind of able to jump into park right away with some MyTeam friends.
Now, that's enough for MyTeam. I believe that the triple threat park is the only piece of information for MyTeam for real. Because, bro, them saying that it's going to be easier to get these cards, bro, that's all suggestive. You mean? So you don't know if it's going to be, it's actually going to be easier. You mean? It all depends on the person who's playing. So we'll see, I guess. But, or y'all guys will see. I ain't touching that shit. Next up, Now, for those of you guys who really enjoy MyCareer and stay inside the MyCareer mode and not necessarily going to park, this is for strictly MyCareer, right? They have some new news for you guys, right? And it includes a new storyline. It includes more options to further immerse you into that gaming experience and make you feel like you actually making the choices there. Well, here's what they got to say about all that.
So, my career is a really important mode to us because so many of you love playing in your NBA careers. Makes sense, right? Who doesn't want to make themselves, put them on an NBA team? It's fun. So, this year, the dev team has spent time building out a full prelude story that is called Out of Bounds. Title of it. Now, we're not going to spoil how the story goes, of course, but what we can say is that there are now more consequences to the story games and your choices. So, for example, if you've got a game and your goal is to outshine your opponent, but you fail, your agent might not be able to get you the best opportunities because you didn't pass those objectives. So it makes things more
Interesting.
interesting. And personally, every year, I still start with my career for at least a few hours before I go into multiplayer in the city and all that. So I'm excited to play through this out of bounds storyline myself. Hope you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, where will you go in the NBA draft? It looked like the draft is back.
Well, ultimately, you want to get drafted to the NBA, right? I don't think that's a spoiler. I can say that. The draft is also an area in my career where I've seen brought up a lot in feedback because it seems like half the community wants to get drafted and half want to pick their team so that they can go to the Lakers and play with LeBron and Luca. Or if you're like Stacks, picking the Knicks, of course, playing with Brunson over there. But our dev team has done the best of both worlds in 2K26. So this year, you can be drafted based on your performance and how well you fit each team, or you could also bet on yourself. You can pick a team to do a private workout for and try to convince them to draft you instead. So the decision is up to you whether you want to get drafted or pick your team.
I felt like that part was really important to leave inside there, yo. So people like me, I like to just pick my team and get to grinding, right? Pause. And then those of you guys who just want to stay inside MyCareer and take your team to the chip or earn your way to a certain team, you can do that too. So I appreciate them giving us both options and not just snatching one away to help one side. I like them seeing that both sides want to do certain things, right? Like the MyCareer people want to stay in MyCareer and they want to grind their way to a team. And then the people who play MyCareer just to get to park, them bulls, they just want to get to a team and get to your mean. All right, y'all understand that? I appreciate that they did that. Now, there's also a part of the video that I'm just going to skip over, but I will let you guys know that they have dynamic banners now on the side of MyCareer. So if you hit an achievement, say you got a certain number of points or whatever, bro, you know how you used to get the achievements, but you never had a banner hanging for you, bro? Well, now stuff like that can happen for you. You mean, I feel like that's a cool way to be immersed inside the game. So now you can look up and see your name hanging from the ceiling on the banner. All right, so you could actually feel like Brian, you mean? Now, with that being said, I'm going to move on to the next piece of information that I feel is actually important, despite not agreeing with it. I don't agree with having a city. I talk to you guys about this all the time. I always, bro, I'm gonna make what I do not like and what I do like known, right? I'm not gonna be censored. But I really did like the information that they tossed at us on this one, right? So let me go ahead and roll the clip real quick so you boys can see it.
Many people in the chat have been asking us to get to this. Hurry up and hurry up. Well, we are going to talk about the city a little bit. And I did want to talk about it first a little bit in general, because in years past, we've heard the feedback about how intimidating the city was, right? We talked about this before, and 2K25 was a huge step to actioning on that feedback. I think I personally noticed it right away this past year, and I think much of the community did as well. Now, we want to get you on the court faster. So this year in 2K26, without showing you the city, because we can't do that just yet, how I would describe it is it's even more intimate, it's even more accessible, and you can get wherever you want to go really quickly to further build on that big shift last year. So if you've heard the words the city come up before and you thought about that really big map with streets and turns everywhere, that is not how the city is now. And I think you're going to really like the one in 2K26. The one here.
Yeah. So first up, it says there's even more ways to flex and show off in the city. Tell us what that means, Evan.
Right. Right. So all of you in the community love to flex. When we get into August, something you can expect to hear about are multiple new ways of how we're putting a spotlight on players. And one that we thought we would be cool to talk about today, as an example, it's not too big of a spoiler, is our new mode leaderboards. So these rank players by the most wins in places like the theater and the rec. And the cool thing is the top player each day is going to have a big 12-foot statue of their MyPlayer built outside of that mode's building. So if you are the number one player that day, whenever somebody walks in, you are going to be looking down on them, kind of intimidating them. So that is just one example. We can't talk about the other new.
Now, I talk about this consistently, bro. I told you they take things out the game that were loved, right? In past 2Ks, they'll take them out, leave it out, and if they bring it back, they'll dumb it all the way down. And guess what they did, bro? They finally brought the leaderboards back, and they finally brought it back, what sounds like full-fledged, and they're going to use it as a selling point for NBA 2K26. I told you boys that inside this video right here. I said they're going to take something that we loved out, and they're going to use it as a selling point. Remember, they took the MyCareer out. I mean, they took the MyCareer out in NBA 2K24, and they brought it back in 25, but they fucked it up. And then they're going to continue to do things like that and use what they took out as a selling point. They do this consistently, bro. I've been in the community for a long ass time. They do it all the time, okay? Now, what we got to pay attention to, though, is that statue part. That right there is a big jump, because I believe that's new. Having a statue of the MyPlayer who's at the top of the leaderboard that day, bro, that's new. That's brand new. I'm not gonna sit here and cap. That's actually fire if they do it correctly, because we don't know how the leaderboard is actually gonna work. You mean? Because they talk, but we don't know. We gotta actually see it. I believe them bringing the leaderboards back still is tough, regardless of us having it prior. It's not really new. They're just using it as a selling point. And the newer players, the people who do not watch videos like this, or people who just up and be like, oh shoot, that's brand new, bro, I never saw that before, they're definitely gonna buy the game for that, right? Now, me personally, I can't sit here and cap and say don't buy it, because once I heard NBA 2K26, I automatically pre-ordered the game. But I just want y'all to keep inside your head that, bro, keep your expectations low. Do not forget to do that, bro, or you will go inside this joint thinking that everything that they said is going to be exactly what you expected. It's going to be a very good game. Bro, we have good news. Green or miss, good news. Leaderboards, good news. Okay, for some of you guys, if you like the Triple Threat Park, good news for you guys. The Builder, good news, but we have to see it implemented correctly. They can talk all that shit, but if it's not implemented correctly, it's all for nothing, all right? So do not forget to hit the like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Do not forget to share and hit the bell. That helps me out a lot. God bless you all. Until the next one.